Yo, what is up, fam? It's your boy Legend, and I am back with another video. You already know what this is just by looking at the thumbnail. What if Naruto was smart and gave up on Sasuke? If you guys like the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe while you at it. The like goal for this video is going to be 5 likes, just so I can get back into the consistency of things, to get back into the algorithm. But without further ado, let's just get into this intro so we can start this what if.
Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine, yeah. Everything I do, I'm just being genuine, yeah. I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline, yeah. I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah.
The next day, hey Tayuya-san, I brought you some more dango like yesterday. Naruto came in smiling, holding 2 bags again. Tayuya didn't bother looking at Naruto or saying anything. She just took the bag of dango bento boxes. Naruto chuckled. Still with the silent treatment, huh? Well, I have a deal for you. This got Tayuya's attention as she turned to face Naruto. He held up a long, slender box, roughly the size of Tayuya's forearm. In here is a flute. I figured you got bored staring at walls and cussing everyone who came around. As he finished his sentence, he saw a hungry, light gleam enter Tayuya's eyes. Ah, I see that got your attention. But in return, you asked me questions, and I asked you questions. Interested? Tayuya was conflicted. She felt a part of her die when she had learned her flute was destroyed. Playing the flute had always been her stress reliever, her out when she needed to get away from the world. But Orochimaru and the Hidden Sound Village, she shakily extended her hand to take the box, and with equal amount of shakes, she opened the box, only to widen her eyes and gasp at the contents of the box, bringing a slender hand to her mouth. Inside was a pure silver flute with golden trims around the buttons of the flute, as well as a gold trim around where the mouth blew air into. On the flute itself was the words Red Demon of Konoha engraved in an ornate style. This must have cost a fortune. You really must have shit for brains to be buying me shit like this. As she said this, awe was in her voice and her eyes never left the flute. Then her eyes narrowed as she found something engraved on the bottom of the flute. What the hell is TU? You haven't stolen this from some rich snob, have you, dumbass? Naruto grinned and scratched the back of his head sheepishly. Well, you see, it turns out that the Uzumaki clan used to be a very important clan and ally to the Hidden Leaf Village. And as the last surviving member, as well as the rightful heir to the Uzumaki clan, I'm allowed to, what was it again? Pardon, right, pardon. I'm allowed to pardon people and put them under the protection of the Uzumaki clan. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Naruto blushed and looked down as he said, I kind of pardoned you. According to the book I was reading, you're now my responsibility. And since you said you didn't have a family, you kind of took my family name. TU stands for Tayuya Uzumaki. Naruto closed his eyes and flinched slightly as he waited for the verbal tongue lashing he knew was going to come. Instead of a verbal abuse, he felt Tayuya get close to him. And he flinched more as he imagined the kind of physical abuse she would put him through. And instead of that, he felt soft hands grab his collar of his shirt and lift him off the ground and slam him against the wall as she yelled, "And why the hell would you do that, you blonde dumbass? Why are you being so nice to me? I've done nothing but make life hell for you and your village. Why do you think I'm worth all this effort? Why don't you mock me or make perverted comments about me or try to bring me down and say I'm not good enough? Why? Why? Why?" With each why, she slammed Naruto against the wall harder than the previous time. Naruto only responded with a sad smile as he looked off into the distance. "Because your eyes are like how mine used to be." That got Tayuya to stop as she stared, small tears forming at the edge of her eyes, full of loneliness and distrust for everyone around, hidden under a mask so that no one can see the pain underneath. I've lived that way my entire life. Most other villagers hate me and overprice me for almost everything I try to buy. I got the flute because the owner learned I was the one who stopped Gaara and wanted to thank me. With every word, Tayuya's eyes got even wider. This kid, who's been nothing but kind, has been hated by everyone? Wait, he beat the Suna Jinchuriki? Then Naruto continued speaking. "Your eyes reminds of Gaara's. Nothing but pain, whereas he went insane. You just receded into yourself. I was almost there myself, so close to closing off my heart to the entire world. Nothing but a cold machine. What stopped you?" Naruto smiled sadly. "Someone acknowledged me and my existence. Said I wasn't the demon everyone thought I was. Who saw me as the scared and lonely kid I really was. Since then, more and more people have been seeing me, but I'm not done yet. I won't stop until I become Hokage and everyone acknowledges me and respects me, because I fight to protect what I love. I never quit, I never give up, and I never go back on my word, because that's my ninja way." "What's your first question?" Naruto quietly led Tayuya back to her bed, as he thought, noticing the lack of resistance from the normally abrasive redhead, who was tightly clutching the flute in her hands. This blonde kid, who hasn't even known me for more than a couple of days, has already stuck his neck out to protect me. Why? Because we have similar circumstances? Bullshit. He wants something from me, but I'll play along for now. My first question for you is, why did you follow Orochimaru? What makes him so charismatic? Tayuya shook her head. It's not about charisma, you idiot. The man has a way with words, yes. But a toddler has more charisma in their pinky finger than he'll ever have in his entire life. It's about feeling indebted to him. Every member of Orochimaru's elite guards feel like they owe him an incredible debt that they'll never be able to pay off. For me, it was giving me a home. I grew up in a small town in rice country on the streets. Every day was a fight for survival till Orochimaru finds me and takes me away. Since then, I was trained to fight, had clean clothes and fresh food to eat. As she was saying this, a far off look got into her eyes, but she didn't fail to notice the disappointed look that got into Naruto's eyes. Look, Blondie, if you're wondering about Raven Dick, interesting name, it's a lot simpler than you think. At this, Naruto's head perked up. He's going to Orochimaru simply for power. He wants power for whatever reason, and he thinks only Orochimaru could give it to him. Granted, that's partly due to the curse seal. It is very corrupting, just like Orochi team intended it to be. It starts eating away at the user's willpower until all they can think about is whatever Orochimaru wants them to think. Naruto hung his head in disappointment. Thank you, Tayuya. I guess it's your turn to ask a question now. Tayuya actually took a minute to think about what she would ask, which Naruto felt was a very rare occurrence indeed. Okay, shithead. Why didn't the guards come in when I started slamming you into the wall? Naruto chuckled as he pulled out his frog wallet, which was conspicuously empty at the moment. Oh, I kind of bribed them beforehand. Before he could say anything else, Tayuya interrupted him. So, what am I exactly when it comes to being under your protection, and how does it work? Naruto brought his finger to his chin as he thought. Basically, you're my charge. I am directly responsible for whatever you do. As clan heir, I can take one charge without question, no matter who it is. If you get in trouble, I get punished before you do. But if you commit a felony like murder or something like that, then we both get in trouble. Don't you have to get permission from your Hokage or some shit like that? Well, that falls under you being my first charge. I get a freebie basically. And if I leave the village for any reason other than an A or S rank mission and you're not at least a Chunin level ninja, then you have to come with me. Tayuya blinked her eyes as realization hit her. So, I'm not going to have my chakra sealed off? Naruto shook his head. Well, that's up to Tsunade Bachan. Normally, as a fugitive ninja, you would have your chakra sealed, considering you stop numerous atrocities from being committed. You may be able to plead your case. But for that to happen, you're going to have to pledge yourself as a leaf ninja, I think. Tayuya grinned. Well, it's a good thing my previous village thinks I'm dead or wants me dead, doesn't it? Naruto's eyes became dinner plates as he took in her words. Wait, you're okay with this? Tayuya's grin never left her face as a gleam entered her eyes. Of course I don't like this. It's either accept your proposal or dance with the devil over the possibility of going to jail or being executed. At least, being your charge allows me to still fuck with people. I read that completely different, but I still read it correctly. I'ma just say that. Naruto sighed as he pinched his nose. Fine then, I'll take it. But there may come a time while you're traveling with me where you have to turn against Orochimaru. Actually, that's almost a given. Without missing a beat, Tayuya replied, Yeah, whatever. If it comes down to it, I have no problem trying to kill the snake fuck. Naruto looked at Tayuya warily. What's with the sudden change of attitude? Nothing, shithead. Don't worry about it. So when am I meeting Tsunade so I can be officially made your charge? Naruto scratched his cheek for a second before replying. Well, I haven't set it up. I guess I'll just have to get Kakashi or someone to get her to stop by for a visit. Anyways, I've got to go and do my training, so I'll see you tomorrow. With that, Naruto ran out the door as Tayuya sat on the bed looking at the flute and smiling a small smile. Now, where's the best place I can place this? She mused loudly to herself. The next day saw a rough day for all the medic ninjas that day. Every patient was either crying loudly in the case of children or belligerent in the case of drunk fools that had gotten themselves hurt. Chronically ill patients were especially feeling their pain on this day, and even the people in the streets bustling about their day felt short-tempered. Kids were usually snobbish, and even the older generation were more irate than usual, snapping at the smallest of things. And for one, Naruto Uzumaki, sitting in his hospital bed, he felt himself getting lost in his thoughts, each thought laced with a small speck of despair. Despair for the failed promise he made to Sakura. Despair for the challenging promise he made to himself. Despair for his best friend. Or is he really my best friend? I know Sasuke got a lot of hate in his heart because of what Itachi did, but still, he almost killed me, and according to Jiraiya, he didn't care. If Tayuya is to be believed, then he isn't going to come back easily. But what can I do? He mopped the floor with me, even when I was using the fox's power. What do I do? What do I do? With every growing second, despair, grief, and anger filled Naruto's heart. Despair for the hopelessness he felt. Grief for having failed his friends who had risked so much just for him to fail. And anger because he tried his hardest. In the end, it still hadn't been enough. Naruto brought his fist into the wall beside him, hard, as he growled out his frustration. Damn it all! I need to get stronger, or else Sasuke will always be better than me. And if I'm too weak to beat him, then why would he ever listen to me? Kami, damn it! Then a deep thought struck Naruto. Wait, what am I going to do after I bring Sasuke back? I guess worry about remaking the Uzumaki clan, but that means I gotta learn all about Konoha laws and stuff if I'm to be a competent clan head and Hokage. Wait, can I even be Hokage and clan head at the same time? Why did I ever neglect all those lectures from Aruka Sensei's class? After that thought, even more anger flooded Naruto as he realized just how stupid he was. I really thought I could become Hokage like this? Huh, what a joke. I'm so stupid. Naruto's rage grew to such a state, he was subconsciously leaking minuscule amounts of the Kyuubi's chakra into the air around him. That was until he heard it, a soft, somber tone filling the air. It was low at first, but grew louder after a couple of seconds. He then realized what it was. Music. More specifically, a flute. It was playing a soft melody, one that told of sadness and sorrow, but at the same time held a slight tone of happiness, maybe? Or maybe hope? Naruto couldn't tell, but the moment such wonderful music fell upon his ears, all the pain in Naruto's heart seemed to melt away. All the madness laying claim to his mind vanished, and he felt strong again. Looking out of the window, he tried to find where the source of the music was coming from, only to find that everyone hustling in the streets had stopped and was staring at the hospital. From young and old, everyone seemed to be hypnotized by the sound. Naruto then focused his hearing past the music to the sounds coming from the hospital, and to his surprise, yet again, even the dying, sick, and injured had stopped groaning to listen to such a sweet melody. Then Naruto realized where it was coming from, the roof. Hopping out his window, he walked up the wall slowly, listening to the melody, enjoying the rise and fall of the music. When he got to the top, he gasped at the sight before him. Sitting on the center of the roof was Tayuya, legs crossed, eyes closed, as her fingers danced over the buttons on the flute. And around her were birds of all species, ravens, sparrows, pigeons, mockingbirds, even a pair of eagles were sitting off to the side, heads cocked and eyes watching her intently. Naruto himself found he couldn't bear to do anything but sit down and watch Tayuya as well. Her every move graceful as she swayed her body slightly to match the beat of her song. A small breeze of air came by, catching her hair with it, giving Tayuya a very beautiful look. Naruto blushed. Horny ass nigga. Beautiful. Where the hell did that come from? Naruto didn't question himself for very long, as he was lost in the music again. This time, it was a different melody, focusing more on higher notes with subtle changes in octaves. This carried on for what felt to Naruto like an eternity. When Tayuya finished one melody, she would switch to a different one, never once opening her eyes as she did so. Then she shifted, and Naruto felt a change of some sort go through Tayuya. Her back got a little straighter and her shoulders just a tad bit more broad. She's transforming into a man. Taking in a deep breath, she started playing. And when she did, Naruto was completely blown away. It was a very gentle song she was playing. Not too loud, not too soft. It didn't remind Naruto of any sort of melody. It's a lullaby. She's actually playing a lullaby. And it's a very nice one at that. With her eyes closed, Tayuya stood up, where Naruto noticed she was actually in the clothes Sakura and Ino picked out for her. A white blouse with red leggings, and a dull gray zip-up jacket that wasn't actually zipped up. She didn't go anywhere or do anything spectacular. She just played, standing up. Then when her lullaby seemed to be reaching the middle of itself, she started swaying back and forth and stepping in small circles. And Naruto felt his heart skip a beat for a split second. Her every movement was graceful, and she didn't once step on any bird, which actually didn't move or do anything else but sit and watch her. Then she finished her song and opened her eyes, where she had positioned herself to be looking off at the distance of the sunrise. Tayuya smiled at herself as she looked at the flute in her hands. I really have to thank Naruto for getting me this. It even plays the old hag song. The flute Orochimaru gave me only let me play them when I was controlling my Doki or using some genjutsu. This though, this is a real instrument. Something I can't just use to block some stupid Nara's kunai or even bring into a fight. Something I'm really going to have to take care of. I'm surprised those Chunin let me go out here with the only thing needed was this chakra cuff seal on my leg. Turning around, she saw the empty rooftop aside. A new life, huh? Under the Uzumaki clan name. This should be interesting. Later that night, Tayuya's eyes snapped open as she sat up in bed and grabbing the nearest item that she could use as a weapon, which happened to be her flute. Looking around, she scanned her room. Getting up quietly, she silently stepped off of her bed and she sneaked her way up to the door, and she pressed her ear against it. She heard the soft sound of breathing coming from the other side, which was the guards. Walking over to the window, she looked out at the street below. Nothing except the late night drunks in the night patrol were out and about doing anything. Nothing. Guess it was just paranoia. She turned around, and as she did, a hand grabbed her by the throat and pushed her up against the wall. Tayuya gasped as she felt the pressure around her throat. She couldn't tell who her assailant was. All she could see was tan skin from the arm holding her. The rest of the body was hidden by the shadows. It's been a while, ain't it, Firecracker? Tayuya's eyes widened as she heard his voice and recognized it immediately, a small stone of fear settling in her stomach. What the fuck? You should be dead. Kimimaro killed you. The man chuckled, and it was at the point in time she saw the dead bodies of her guards slumped against the wall. Yeah, well, Lord Orochimaru had other plans for me. But because we are former colleagues, I'll do you a favor. You tell me how they've blocked your connection to the curse seal, and what you've told the Leaf about Lord Orochimaru. Do that, and I'll give you a quick death. Tayuya glanced at the doorway again, and the man laughed deeply. Don't think about running away. We both know I'm faster. Go ahead and call for help. I have silencing seals placed outside your door. Tayuya growled and grabbed the man's arm. Using it as leverage, she kicked him in the chest, making him take a few steps back as Tayuya fell to the floor. Fuck you, Kagimaru. You may be stronger, but we both know I don't go down without a fucking fight. The now identified Kagimaru got up and laughed again. I was hoping you would say that, Firecracker, because I've learned a couple new interrogation techniques from Kabuto, and I've been dying to try them out. With that, he blurred out of sight and reappeared behind Tayuya, aiming a chopping blow straight for her neck. Tayuya ducked under it and grabbed his arm. With an amazing display of strength, she threw Kagimaru against the far wall and reached for her flute. Fine, let's see how you like this. Blowing on it, a staggering kind of sound filled the air as Tayuya started playing. Demonic flute phantom sound change, she thought in her mind. Kagimaru simply looked around before grinning and walking slowly towards Tayuya. What the fuck? Why isn't my genjutsu working? Then her eyes widened as she remembered. Shit! My chakra's sealed, and he knows it. I always did like it when you played the flute. Speaking of, you sounded wonderful this evening. I don't think I would have been able to find you if I hadn't heard you playing. Tayuya let out a growl. Shut the fuck up, you bastard. Tayuya started taking a few steps back as Kagimaru started getting closer, cracking his knuckles. You've gotten a little bit stronger since we last saw each other. I'll give you that. Tayuya rushed forward, punching Kagimaru in the chest twice before going into a deadly palm uppercut. Kagimaru's head snapped up before he grinned and brought it back down on Tayuya's hard. The force of the blow was so hard, Tayuya was sent flying onto her back, stunned and dazed. Kagimaru picked Tayuya up and put her back onto the bed, grabbing some leather straps from a seal on his arm and tying Tayuya to the hospital bed. When Tayuya regained her focus, Kagimaru was busy setting out an array of very sharp and uniquely shaped knives. Picking one up and inspecting the sharpness of it, he mused loudly. With this trick, Kabuto showed me I've had the toughest of men screaming within 10 minutes. Turning to face Tayuya, a dark look came onto his face. I wonder how long you will last. Then he started stepping towards her as fear settled into Tayuya's eyes. But guys, I'm gonna leave it off right there. Don't blame me for the cliffhanger. That's literally where the author of this left it off. Like, if I read more, it literally says cliffhanger no jutsu. But anyways, that's gonna be it for today. Sorry that this video is coming out so late, but at least you're getting the video anyway. But anyways, remember the like goal for today's video. It's just an easy 5 likes, so hit that like button, subscribe while you're at it. But without further ado, I am out, and I will see you guys later. Stay blessed.